Right now, over 50 million Americans are directly in the path of what could become the most dangerous blizzard of the decade. Blizzard warnings are already posted from Delaware to Massachusetts. This is not a drill. Within the next 24 hours, some locations could see snowfall rates of 2 inches per hour with total accumulations reaching 3 feet. Wind gusts may exceed 70 miles per hour. Power outages affecting hundreds of thousands are expected. If you rewatching from the Mid-Atlantic or Northeast, your weekend plans are about to change dramatically. But here's what most weather forecasters 1T tell you at the 30-second mark. This storm system carries a secondary threat that could prove even more devastating than the snow itself. The combination of heavy, wet snow and hurricane-force winds creates the perfect recipe for catastrophic infrastructure failure. We're re-looking at potential power grid collapse in coastal areas. Tree damage will be widespread. And for those planning outdoor activities this weekend, listen carefully because I am about to reveal exactly when you need to be off the roads and safely indoors. Comment below with your city and state, and I'll provide you with a personalized forecast for your exact location. Whether you are in Philadelphia, Boston, New York City, Baltimore, or anywhere across the affected region, you need specific timing for when this storm will impact your area. Don't wait until it's too late. Drop your location in the comments right now. Let us start with the shocking numbers. This winter storm will affect approximately 52 million people across 15 states. The current computer models show total snowfall exceeding 36 inches in some locations. That's 3 feet of snow. Wind gusts will regularly exceed 50 miles per hour, with peak gusts potentially reaching 75 miles per hour along coastal areas. The National Weather Service has already issued blizzard warnings covering over 10 million people. Winter storm warnings extend to an additional 30 million residents. This means travel will become not just difficult, but impossible across large portions of the Northeast. The economic impact is staggering. Early estimates suggest this single storm system could cause over $2 billion in damages. That includes infrastructure damage, business disruptions, emergency response costs, and agricultural losses. For context, that's more than the gross domestic product of some small nations, and it's happening in just 72 hours across the eastern United States. Now here is the reward I promised at 30 seconds. I am going to give you the exact street-by-street timing for over 250 major cities and towns. But first, you need to understand the meteorological setup that makes this storm so dangerous. 3 separate weather systems are colliding. First, moisture streaming north from the Gulf of Mexico is providing the fuel. Second, an Arctic air mass pushing south from Canada is providing the cold temperatures needed to support heavy snow. Third, and most critically, a rapidly intensifying low-pressure system is developing off the Carolina coast. When these 3 ingredients combine, we get what meteorologists call BOMBOGENESIS. That S, when a storm's central pressure drops at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. This creates a bomb cyclone, and that S exactly what we were expecting Sunday night into Monday morning. The pressure gradient between this intensifying low and high pressure over the Great Lakes will create winds strong enough to rival a Category 1 hurricane. But unlike a hurricane, these winds will be combined with blinding snow and temperatures in the 20s. Wind chill values could drop below 0 degrees Fahrenheit in exposed areas. This creates whiteout conditions where visibility drops to near zero. You literally cannot see your hand in front of your face. For outdoor events scheduled this weekend, the impact will be severe. The Super Bowl festivities in New Orleans will be unaffected, but that's about the only major February event that escapes this storm's wrath. The Chinese New Year parade scheduled for Saturday, February 22nd in San Francisco will proceed as normal on the West Coast. However, every outdoor event from Virginia northward faces cancellation or dangerous conditions. The Philadelphia Lunar New Year celebration at Dilworth Park, scheduled for Saturday, February 21st, falls right at the storm's onset. Organizers need to make decisions within the next 6 hours. Current timing suggests light snow beginning Saturday evening in Philadelphia, but conditions deteriorate rapidly after midnight. By Sunday morning, the event location will experience blizzard conditions with snow falling at 1 to 2 inches per hour and winds gusting over 40 miles per hour. College basketball games scheduled at outdoor stadiums face cancellation. The Winter X Games in Aspen, Colorado, which ran January 23rd through 26th, is safely concluded. But any ski resorts in the Northeast planning special events for President's Day weekend need to prepare for whiteout conditions and resort closures. When winds exceed 50 miles per hour, chairlifts must shut down for safety reasons. Even though skiers love powder, these conditions will be too dangerous for resort operations. Major marathons and running events scheduled across the affected region must be postponed. The environmental conditions create genuine life-threatening situations for outdoor endurance activities. Wind chill values below zero combined with heavy precipitation mean hypothermia risk within 30 minutes of exposure, even for properly dressed individuals engaged in vigorous exercise. Now let's talk about specific timing, because this is where lives get saved. Understanding exactly when the storm arrives in your location determines whether you can complete necessary preparations or find yourself trapped. For West Virginia residents, the timeline begins Saturday night. Light snow develops across the western portion of the state around 10 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday evening. Beckley, Clarksburg, and the higher elevations of the Appalachians see snow first. By midnight, snow is falling steadily with accumulations beginning. Sunday morning at 8 a.m., West Virginia experiences moderate to heavy snow with rates reaching 1 inch per hour. This continues throughout Sunday with total accumulations between 12 and 24 inches for most locations. The highest peaks could see 30 inches. The snow finally tapers Monday afternoon, but northwest flow keeps light snow going through Tuesday. Virginia faces a more complex setup with a rain-to-snow transition. Richmond sees rain beginning around 2 a.m. Sunday morning. This continues as plain rain through mid-morning. Around 11 a.m. Sunday, temperatures drop and rain changes to heavy wet snow. Snow rates quickly increase to 1 to 2 inches per hour. This heavy snow continues through Sunday evening. By Monday morning, Richmond has accumulated 8 to 15 inches. Areas northwest of Richmond, including Charlottesville and the Shenandoah Valley, see all snow from the beginning with totals reaching 18 to 24 inches. Norfolk and the Tidewater region experience the most dramatic forecast challenge. The storm track places the low-pressure system very close to the coastline. This means Norfolk could see primarily rain Sunday morning and early afternoon, then a sharp changeover to heavy snow Sunday evening. However, if the storm tracks 50 miles further east, Norfolk remains mostly rain. If it tracks 50 miles further west, Norfolk gets buried under 20 inches of snow. Current trends favor the western track, suggesting Norfolk will see 6 to 12 inches, but uncertainty remains high. Residents should monitor updates every 3 hours. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore represent the bullseye for this event. Snow begins in the D.C. metro area around 6 a.m. Sunday morning, light at first, but by 9 a.m., rates increase to 1 inch per hour. This heavy snow continues through Sunday afternoon and evening. Rates may reach 2 inches per hour during peak intensity Sunday evening between 6 p.m. and midnight. This is when the low-pressure system undergoes bombogenesis just offshore. The pressure gradient creates powerful winds. Blizzard conditions develop across Washington, D.C. and Baltimore with visibility near zero. By Monday morning at 6 a.m., Washington, D.C. has accumulated 18 to 27 inches of snow. Yes, over 2 feet is likely for the nation's capital. Baltimore sees similar totals. The snow finally diminishes Monday afternoon, but gusty winds continue to create blowing and drifting snow through Monday night. Don T. expect normal operations until Wednesday at the earliest. Delaware sits in the heaviest snow band. Wilmington and Dover face crippling snow totals. Snow begins Sunday morning around 7 a.m. as light flurries. By 10 a.m., it is snowing heavily with rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour. This continues for 30 hours straight. Yes, 30 hours of heavy snow. Blizzard conditions develop Sunday evening and persist through Monday afternoon. Total accumulations for Delaware range from 24 to 36 inches. That is 2 to 3 feet of snow. The highest totals occur in Sussex County, where blizzard warnings are already posted. Wind gusts exceed 65 miles per hour along the coast. Coastal flooding is also a concern during high tide cycles Monday morning. Philadelphia's forecast shows similar extreme snow. Snow begins Sunday morning between 7 and 8 a.m. Moderate snow develops by 9 a.m. Heavy snow erupts Sunday afternoon with rates reaching 2 inches per hour during the evening hours. Blizzard conditions develop after dark Sunday. By Monday morning, Philadelphia has accumulated 20 to 30 inches. The exact number depends on where the heaviest snow band sets up, but the entire city will be paralyzed. This is Philadelphia's biggest snowstorm since the blizzard of 1996. Interstate 95 will be impassable. Philadelphia International Airport will close. All public transportation shuts down. New Jersey faces a geographic split. Northern New Jersey, including Newark, Jersey City, and Paterson, starts as rain Sunday morning. The rain continues until Sunday afternoon, when it changes to heavy snow. These areas see 12 to 20 inches. Central New Jersey around Trenton mirrors Philadelphia with 20 to 28 inches. Southern New Jersey and the shore areas see the highest totals. Atlantic City, Cape May, and Ocean County could measure 30 to 36 inches with winds gusting to 70 miles per hour. This creates complete whiteout blizzard conditions that persist for 18 to 24 hours. No travel will be possible. New York City presents another challenging forecast. The 5 boroughs start as rain Sunday morning around 8 a.m. Rain continues through early afternoon, changing to wet snow between 2 and 4 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Once the changeover occurs, snowfall rates quickly increase. By Sunday evening, New York City experiences heavy snow at 1 to 2 inches per hour. This continues overnight into Monday morning. Blizzard conditions develop late Sunday night. Total accumulations range from 15 to 25 inches across the city. Manhattan's urban heat island effect may keep totals on the lower end. Brooklyn, Queens, and the Bronx see higher amounts. Staten Island could measure 28 inches. Long Island faces the most extreme conditions in the New York area. Nassau and Suffolk counties see the storm's full fury. Snow begins around noon Sunday, intensifying rapidly during the afternoon. Blizzard conditions develop Sunday evening with wind gusts reaching 70 miles per hour. This is hurricane-force wind. Combined with snowfall rates of 2 inches per hour, visibility drops to 0. No travel is possible. Snow continues through Monday, with total accumulations of 30 to 40 inches across Long Island. Some locations could see 4 feet of snow. This would rank among Long Island's top 5 snowstorms on record. The Long Island Expressway will be closed. MacArthur Airport shuts down. All ferry service suspends operations. Connecticut faces similar devastation. Hartford sees snow beginning Sunday morning around 9 a.m. By afternoon, it is snowing heavily. Blizzard conditions develop Sunday evening. Total accumulations reach 20 to 30 inches for interior Connecticut. Coastal areas, including New Haven, Bridgeport, and the shoreline towns, see 25 to 35 inches. Wind gusts exceed 60 miles per hour. Interstate 95 closes. Metro North Railroad suspends service. Bradley International Airport cancels all flights. Rhode Island and coastal Massachusetts brace for historic snowfall. Providence sees snow beginning Sunday late morning. Heavy snow develops by early afternoon. Blizzard conditions arrive Sunday evening and persist through Monday afternoon. This is a prolonged blizzard, not just a snow squall. Wind gusts reach 75 miles per hour along the immediate coast. These are the strongest winds associated with a snowstorm in 30 years. Combined with snowfall rates of 2 inches per hour, this creates life-threatening conditions. Total snow accumulations for Providence range from 28 to 36 inches. Boston faces its worst winter storm since the blizzard of 2015. Snow begins Sunday around 10 a.m. as light flurries. By 1 p.m., it's snowing moderately. Heavy snow erupts Sunday evening. Blizzard conditions develop after 8 p.m. Sunday and continue through Monday evening. This is a 30-hour blizzard. Wind gusts regularly exceed 60 miles per hour. Peak gust could hit 80 miles per hour, especially along the coast and Cape Cod. This is strong enough to cause widespread structural damage. Snowfall rates reach 2 to 3 inches per hour during peak intensity Sunday night into Monday morning. Total accumulations for Boston proper range from 25 to 35 inches. The Back Bay, Beacon Hill, and downtown areas see the lower end. Outlying suburbs including Newton, Brookline, and Cambridge see higher amounts. Logan International Airport closes completely. All flights cancel. The MBTA suspends all service Sunday evening through at least Tuesday morning. Interstate 93 closes. The Massachusetts Turnpike shuts down. No travel is possible across eastern Massachusetts. Cape Cod and the islands face catastrophic conditions. Nantucket and Martha S. Vineyard see blizzard conditions beginning Sunday afternoon and lasting through Tuesday morning. Yes, a 2-day blizzard. Wind gusts exceed 80 miles per hour. These are Category 1 hurricane winds. Coastal flooding becomes a major concern during Monday morning as high tide. Storm surge could reach 4 to 6 feet above normal. Combined with large waves, this causes significant beach erosion and flooding of low-lying coastal areas. Expect multiple breaches along barrier beaches. Ferry service to the islands suspends Saturday night and 1T resume until Wednesday at the earliest. Anyone on the island Sunday morning is stuck there until at least midweek. Total snow accumulations for Cape Cod and the islands reach 36 to 48 inches. Yes, 4 feet of snow is possible. Provincetown, Hyannis, and Falmouth could all measure over 3 feet. This exceeds the famous blizzard of 1978 for some locations. Power outages will be widespread and prolonged. Restoration could take 1 week in the hardest-hit areas. Make sure you have supplies for at least 7 days of self-sufficiency. Now let us discuss the broader forecast for over 250 cities. I am going to move through these quickly, but pay attention when I mention your city. In Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh sees snow beginning Sunday morning with 6 to 12 inches total. Allentown and Reading in the east see 18 to 24 inches. Scranton and Wilkes-Barre measure 20 to 28 inches. State College in central Pennsylvania gets 15 to 20 inches. Erie on Lake Erie adds lake effect snow on top of the system snow for totals reaching 30 inches. Harrisburg accumulates 16 to 24 inches. York sees 20 to 26 inches. For Maryland beyond Baltimore, Annapolis sees 20 to 26 inches. Frederick measures 18 to 24 inches. Ocean City on the coast gets 15 to 24 inches but faces severe coastal flooding and erosion. Salisbury on the eastern shore sees 18 to 26 inches with blizzard conditions. Hagerstown in western Maryland accumulates 12 to 18 inches. Moving to upstate New York, Albany sees 20 to 30 inches with blizzard conditions Monday. Syracuse gets 15 to 25 inches. Rochester measures 12 to 20 inches. Buffalo on Lake Erie sees 10 to 16 inches from the system, but lake effect adds another 12 to 18 inches through Tuesday for combined totals near 30 inches. Vermont prepares for significant snow. Burlington sees 18 to 26 inches. Montpelier accumulates 20 to 28 inches. Rutland gets 22 to 30 inches. The Green Mountains see higher totals up to 36 inches at elevation. New Hampshire faces heavy snow statewide. Concord measures 24 to 32 inches. Manchester sees 22 to 30 inches. Portsmouth on the coast gets 26 to 34 inches with blizzard conditions. The White Mountains could see 40 inches at higher elevations. Maine's forecast shows the heaviest snow in the southern part of the state. Portland accumulates 24 to 36 inches with blizzard conditions. Lewiston sees 22 to 30 inches. Augusta gets 20 to 28 inches. Bangor in central Maine measures 16 to 24 inches. The far north sees lighter amounts of 8 to 14 inches as the storm pulls away. For those asking about the Midwest and Great Lakes, you are on the northwestern fringe. Chicago sees light snow Sunday with 2 to 4 inches. Detroit gets 4 to 8 inches. Cleveland measures 6 to 12 inches. Columbus, Ohio sees 8 to 14 inches. Indianapolis accumulates 4 to 8 inches. These amounts are much lower than the East Coast, but they still create travel difficulties. The Southern Appalachians face a rain-to-snow event. Asheville, North Carolina sees rain changing to snow Sunday morning with 6 to 12 inches total in the mountains. Boone in the high country gets 12 to 18 inches. Gatlinburg and the Smokies measure 8 to 16 inches. Roanoke, Virginia sees 10 to 16 inches. Blacksburg gets 14 to 20 inches near the Virginia Tech campus. Let me remind you right now, don't wait to prepare. The window is closing fast. If you haven't secured food, water, batteries, flashlights, medications, and emergency supplies, do it immediately. Once the snow starts, stores will close and roads will become impassable. You need at least 72 hours of supplies, preferably 1 week. The best part of this forecast comes at the 5-minute mark, and we've now reached it. Let me give you the most critical, life-saving information. The timing I am about to share could prevent tragedy. Travel becomes dangerous at different times depending on your location. For West Virginia, roads deteriorate Saturday night after midnight. Don T Drive after 10 p.m. Saturday. For Virginia, travel becomes hazardous Sunday morning. Complete your travel by 6 a.m. Sunday at the latest. For Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, the deadline is Sunday at 6 a.m. After that, conditions are too dangerous. For Delaware, New Jersey, and Philadelphia, stop traveling Saturday night. The forecast has shifted earlier, and snow could begin late Saturday in some areas. Don T. Risk it. Be home Saturday evening. For New York City and Long Island, travel is hazardous by Sunday afternoon. Complete all travel by noon Sunday. For Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts, travel becomes impossible Sunday afternoon and evening. Be at your final destination by 2 p.m. Sunday. Airlines are already canceling thousands of flights. Over 5,000 flights have been preemptively canceled for Sunday and Monday. If you have travel plans, they will be disrupted. Rebook now or cancel your trip. Dawn to go to the airport hoping for the best. You'll be stranded. Amtrak is suspending Northeast Corridor service Sunday and Monday. The Acela and regional trains between Boston and Washington 1T run. Commuter rail systems are shutting down. New Jersey Transit suspends all service Sunday evening. Metro North Railroad in New York stops running Sunday evening. The MBTA in Boston closes Sunday night. Washington Metro may close Sunday, waiting for final decision. Now let us talk about power outages, because this is where the real danger lies. The combination of heavy wet snow and high winds creates the perfect conditions for widespread power failures. Heavy snow loads branches. Wind gusts snap those laden branches. They fall on power lines. Transformers explode. Substations fail. The grid cascades into failure. Current forecasts suggest over 1 million customers could lose power. Some areas may see 70% of customers without electricity. Restoration takes time. Crews cannot work in blizzard conditions. They must wait for the weather to improve. Then they face hundreds of thousands of individual outages spread across multiple states. Full restoration could take 5 to 7 days in the hardest-hit areas. If you lose power in 20-degree weather with wind chills below zero, you are in a life-threatening situation within hours. Never use generators indoors. Carbon monoxide kills silently. Never use gas stoves or ovens for heat. Never burn charcoal indoors. These seem obvious, but every winter storm produces carbon monoxide deaths from people taking these risks. Coastal flooding adds another dimension of danger. The storm S winds create storm surge, especially along north-facing coasts where winds blow onshore. High tide. Monday morning around 8 a.m. coincides with peak winds. Moderate coastal flooding is expected from Delaware Bay through Massachusetts Bay. Minor to moderate flooding occurs in Boston Harbor, Narragansett Bay, Long Island Sound, and New York Harbor. Waves of 10 to 15 feet crash against seawalls. Erosion accelerates. Beach access roads flood. Oceanfront properties face inundation. For boat owners, secure your vessels now. Boats left in marinas face damage from storm surge, waves, and wind. If you haven't hauled your boat, do it today. Marinas will be overwhelmed Saturday. Dawn to wait. Now let's connect this storm to the broader pattern of natural disasters affecting the United States. This blizzard doesn't occur in isolation. It's part of a devastating year for weather-related disasters. 2025 has already produced $23 billion weather disasters through late January. The Los Angeles wildfires in early January caused $61 billion in damage, killing 31 people and destroying over 16,000 homes and businesses. This was the costliest wildfire in United States history. The Eaton Fire and Palisades Fire combined for $65 billion in losses, making this the 8th costliest weather disaster globally on record. Severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, and hail events have battered the central United States. A tornado outbreak from May 14th to 16th spawned 182 tornadoes across Missouri, Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. This single event caused $11 billion in damage and took 43 lives in just 2 days. Similar severe weather outbreaks affected 39 of 50 states during 2025. A western drought and heat wave persisted all year, affecting 16 states, causing $3.1 billion in damages and killing 89 people. This heat-driven drought reflects an emerging trend in the western United States where high temperatures, not lack of precipitation, drive drought conditions. The average time between billion-dollar disasters has dropped to just 10 days in 2025. Compare that to 82 days during the 1980s. The frequency of these catastrophic events has surged from about 3 per year in the 1980s to 20 per year over the last decade. This blizzard will likely become the 24th billion-dollar disaster of 2025, joining the Los Angeles fires, tornado outbreaks, severe thunderstorm events, and the ongoing western drought. The cumulative impact strains federal disaster assistance. FEMA's budget faces constant pressure. Local emergency management agencies struggle with back-to-back events. The broader trend shows natural disasters becoming costlier and more frequent. From 1980 through 2025, the United States suffered 426 separate billion-dollar weather and climate disasters. These catastrophic events killed an estimated 17,194 people and resulted in damages exceeding $3.1 trillion when adjusted for inflation. Climate change plays a role in this increasing frequency and intensity. Warmer temperatures allow the atmosphere to hold more moisture, leading to heavier precipitation events. Warmer oceans provide more energy for storms. Changing jet stream patterns can cause weather systems to stall, prolonging their impacts. Drought conditions intensify under higher temperatures. Wildfire seasons lengthen as spring comes earlier and fall extends later. This specific blizzard shows characteristics potentially enhanced by climate change. The rapidly intensifying low pressure, the bomb cyclone development, occurs partly because of the temperature contrast between Arctic air and warmer ocean waters. As the Arctic warms faster than other regions, these temperature contrasts should theoretically decrease. However, the jet stream's behavior becomes more erratic, allowing deeper southward plunges of Arctic air. When that extremely cold air meets moisture from warming oceans, explosive development can occur. The heavy snowfall rates predicted for this event also reflect atmospheric moisture content. Warmer baseline temperatures, even when still below freezing, allow the atmosphere to hold more water vapor. When that enhanced moisture falls as snow in Arctic air, snowfall rates can exceed 2 inches per hour. This is what we reforecasting for Sunday night. But enough about climate trends. You need immediate, actionable information. Let me give you specific preparation steps based on the timeline. If you are in West Virginia, you have Saturday daytime to complete preparations. That's approximately 8 to 12 hours. Grocery stores will be packed. Gas stations will have lines. Wait until Saturday afternoon. Go now, Friday evening if possible. If you are in Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, or New York, you have Saturday to prepare. Complete everything Saturday. Sunday is too late. The storm arrives Sunday morning in most locations. If you're in Connecticut, Rhode Island, or Massachusetts, you have until Sunday morning to prepare. But push it. Saturday is much better. Sunday morning might already see deteriorating conditions. Here is your preparation checklist. Food for 7 days minimum. Assume 3 days is enough. This storm could disable the region for a week. Water, 1 gallon per person per day for 7 days. If you lose power, your well pump doesn't work. Municipal water could fail if pumping stations lose power. Fill bathtubs as backup water supply. Medications for 2 weeks. Run out of critical prescriptions. If you are due for a refill soon, get it today. Pharmacies may be closed for days. Batteries for flashlights and radios. Get extra batteries. AA, and D cells. If stores are sold out, you waited too late. Portable phone chargers fully charged. Your phone becomes a lifeline. Keep it charged. Get a backup battery pack or 2. Charge them now. Non-perishable food that doesn't require cooking. If power fails, you can use your electric stove. Gas stoves work, but use them carefully and ensure proper ventilation. First aid kit including basic supplies. Bandages, antiseptic, pain relievers, any prescription medications. Baby supplies if you have infants, diapers, formula, baby food. Stores will close. Pet supplies for your animals, pet food, medications, comfort items, manual can opener. Obvious but often forgotten. All those canned goods require opening. Board games, books, entertainment. You'll be stuck inside for days. Power may be out. No TV, no internet. Entertainment keeps spirits up, especially for children. Full gas tank in your vehicle. Even if you are not going anywhere, your car can provide temporary heat if power fails. Never run it in a closed garage. Carbon monoxide kills. Extra blankets and warm clothing. If heat fails, layer up. Hypothermia is a real danger. Snow removal equipment, shovels, ice melt, sand. If you can clear a path, do it safely between snow bands. Don't overexert. Snow shoveling causes heart attacks. Take breaks. Stay hydrated. Cash on hand. ATMs require power. If the grid fails, electronic payments don't work. Have cash for emergencies, important documents in waterproof container, insurance policies, identification, medical records. If you must evacuate, grab this container. Know your home's utility shutoffs. Whereas your water main shut off, whereas your gas shut off. In emergencies, you may need to shut these off quickly. Clear storm drains near your property. Clogged drains cause flooding. Take 10 minutes to clear leaves and debris from drains. Secure outdoor furniture and decorations. 70-mile-per-hour winds turn patio furniture into projectiles. Bring everything inside or secure it down. Charge all electronic devices Friday or Saturday. Phones, tablets, laptops, everything. When power fails, you can T-charge them. Clean out your refrigerator and freezer. With extended power outages, food spoils. Eat perishables first. Keep freezer and fridge closed during outages to maintain cold. Have a family communication plan. How do you contact each other if cell service fails? Designate an out-of-state contact person everyone can call. Local circuits may be jammed, but out-of-state calls might work. Know your neighbors. Check on elderly neighbors. Offer assistance if they need help preparing. Community resilience matters. Program emergency numbers into your phone. Local police, non-emergency, fire department, poison control, your doctor, your pharmacy, your insurance company. Don't wait until you need them to search for numbers. Identify a safe room in your home, interior room, preferably on the lowest floor. If winds threaten structural damage, shelter here. Sign up for emergency alerts. Many municipalities have text or email alert systems. Register now. You will get official updates directly. Follow local emergency management on social media. They provide real-time information during emergencies. Know where emergency shelters are located. If you lose heat and power, you may need shelter. Many communities open warming centers. Don't forget to comment your location below. I am providing personalized forecasts based on your specific city. Whether you are in a small town in Vermont or a major city like Philadelphia, I'll tell you exactly what to expect and when. The comments section is filling up with forecasts. Join the conversation. Now let me address outdoor events more comprehensively. February is typically a busy month for winter recreation, college sports, cultural celebrations, and early spring training activities. This storm disrupts everything. The Winter X Games in Aspen concluded January 26th, so those athletes and spectators avoided this storm. However, ski resorts across New England and the Mid-Atlantic face closure Sunday and Monday. When I say closure, I mean complete shutdown. No lifts, no trails, no access. Wind speeds exceed safe operating limits for chairlifts. Visibility becomes zero in whiteout conditions. Avalanche danger increases with heavy snow loads. Even hardcore skiers need to stay off the mountains. College basketball tournaments scheduled for Sunday and Monday face postponement. The America East Conference games, Big East matchups, and various other college events will be rescheduled. High school winter sports championships across multiple states are canceled or delayed. Youth hockey tournaments, wrestling championships, swimming meets all disrupted. The Chinese New Year parade in San Francisco proceeds as planned Saturday, February 22nd. San Francisco's weather remains clear and mild with temperatures in the mid-50s. The parade route through Chinatown and along Market Street should see perfect conditions. Over 1 million people typically attend this parade, one of the largest celebrations outside of Asia. This year's theme celebrates the Year of the Fire Horse. Traditional dragon dances, elaborate floats, firecrackers, and cultural performances fill the streets. However, Philadelphia's Lunar New Year celebration faces difficult decisions. Events at Dilworth Park and Franklin Square include lion dances, dumpling workshops, red envelope giveaways, and cultural performances. Saturday events may proceed with weather monitoring. Sunday events will almost certainly cancel. Organizers must prioritize public safety. Getting attendees home safely before the storm hits matters more than completing the festival. The Philadelphia Flower Show, scheduled for late February at the Pennsylvania Convention Center, should not face weather impacts. The show runs indoors. However, setup crews working this weekend may experience delays. The 2026 theme, Rooted, Origins of American Gardening, celebrates the semi-quincentennial. This timing coincides with America's 250th anniversary. The show typically draws over 250,000 visitors. Setup requires weeks of work by hundreds of crew members. College towns across the Northeast prepare for student impacts. Many colleges have Monday classes. Will those classes meet? Most universities will cancel Monday classes. Some may cancel Sunday evening activities. Students living off campus need to prepare their apartments and houses, stock up on food. Many students lack basic emergency supplies. Resident assistants and campus security will check on student welfare. Professional sports face scheduling challenges. The NBA has games scheduled Sunday and Monday. The Boston Celtics hosting a game Sunday night will likely be postponed. The New York Knicks at Madison Square Garden may postpone their Monday game. The NHL also faces disruptions. The New York Rangers, New Jersey Devils, Boston Bruins, and Philadelphia Flyers all have games this weekend. Travel to and from arenas becomes impossible in blizzard conditions. Concert venues and theaters across the region must decide on cancellations. The Fillmore in Philadelphia has shows scheduled. The Beacon Theater in New York has performances. Symphony halls, comedy clubs, movie theaters all face closure decisions. Performers traveling to venues can reach their destinations. Audiences can safely attend. Refunds and rescheduling create logistical headaches. Restaurants and bars will close. Service industry workers can safely commute. Customers can reach establishments. Revenue losses mount. Many small businesses operate on thin margins. A 3-day closure during a weekend hurts financially. Some may not survive. Healthcare facilities face enormous challenges. Hospitals must maintain staffing through the storm. Essential personnel may sleep at the hospital for days. Patient transfers between facilities become impossible. Ambulance response times increase dramatically in whiteout conditions. People having heart attacks or strokes may die because ambulances can't reach them. This is why I keep emphasizing preparation. Don't have an emergency during the storm. Home care nurses can reach patients. Dialysis appointments may cancel. Physical therapy sessions postpone. Routine medical care stops. If you have a scheduled medical appointment Monday or Tuesday, call now to reschedule. Don't wait until the last minute. Emergency services operate at reduced capacity. Police can respond to minor calls. Fire trucks struggle to reach fires in deep snow. Fire hydrants become buried and inaccessible. Power company crews can restore electricity during the storm. Patience is required. First responders are doing their best under extremely difficult conditions. Remember the promise I made at the start. At the 5-minute mark, I would deliver the most valuable information. We've covered that. Now we re-approaching the 10-minute mark, and I have even more critical updates. The forecast has shifted slightly westward in the last 6 hours. What does this mean for you? It means the heaviest snow band has moved west. Areas that were expecting 15 inches may now see 20 inches. Areas forecast for 20 inches may get 25 inches. This westward shift is bad news for interior locations and good news for coastal areas that might see slightly less snow. Specifically, Philadelphia's forecast has increased from 20 to 25 inches to 25 to 30 inches. Baltimore's forecast jumped from 18 to 24 inches to 24 to 30 inches. Washington, D.C. now faces 20 to 28 inches instead of 15 to 23 inches. This is significant. The nation's capital could see its biggest snowstorm since the blizzard of 1996, which dropped over 24 inches. Richmond's forecast became more complicated. The rain to snow line shifted south. This means Richmond may see more snow and less rain than previously forecast. Current thinking suggests 10 to 18 inches for Richmond instead of the earlier 6 to 12 inches. This is a major upward revision. Conversely, coastal New Jersey sees a slight decrease. Atlantic City's forecast dropped from 32 to 38 inches to 28 to 34 inches. Still historic snow, but a few inches less. Cape May sees a similar adjustment. These coastal locations sit right on the edge of the heaviest band. Small shifts in the storm track create large changes in snow totals. New York City's forecast remains challenging. The city sits on the rain-snow line most of Sunday. Current model guidance suggests more snow than previously thought. Manhattan may see 18 to 24 inches instead of 12 to 18 inches. Brooklyn and Queens could measure 22 to 28 inches. The Bronx gets 20 to 26 inches. Staten Island sees 24 to 30 inches. For Long Island, the forecast holds steady with 30 to 40 inches. Nassau County gets the lower end, Suffolk County the higher end. The Hamptons could see 40 inches. Montauk faces blizzard conditions for over 24 hours with 3 feet of snow and 70-mile-per-hour winds. Connecticut has forecast increases across the state. Hartford now expects 22 to 30 inches instead of 18 to 26 inches. New Haven sees 26 to 34 inches. Bridgeport gets 24 to 32 inches. The increase reflects the westward trend. Rhode Island holds at 28 to 36 inches for Providence. Newport and coastal towns maintain their forecasts of 30 to 38 inches. Block Island, sitting offshore, could see 36 to 44 inches with winds gusting to 80 miles per hour. This is an extremely dangerous situation for the island. Massachusetts sees some increases. Boston's forecast rises to 28 to 36 inches from 25 to 35 inches. Worcester in central Massachusetts now expects 30 to 38 inches. Springfield in western Massachusetts gets 24 to 32 inches. The entire state faces historic snowfall. Cape Cod and the islands hold their forecasts at 36 to 48 inches. These locations sit in the bullseye regardless of small storm track changes. Nantucket and Martha's Vineyard face the same catastrophic conditions previously discussed. Northern New England sees slight decreases as the storm's energy focuses further south. Burlington, Vermont drops to 16 to 24 inches from 18 to 26 inches. Montpelier sees 20 to 28 inches, down from 22 to 30 inches. These are still significant totals, just not quite as extreme. Southern New Hampshire and Maine maintain their forecasts. Portsmouth sees 26 to 34 inches. Portland gets 24 to 36 inches. These coastal areas sit in the heavy snow band. The key point is this: the forecast is still evolving. Computer models continue updating every 6 hours. We're 48 hours away from storm onset. Small changes in the storm track create significant changes in snow totals. The difference between 18 inches and 28 inches is massive for road clearing and power outages. Check for updates every 3 to 6 hours, Saturday and Sunday morning. Conditions can change. The blizzard warnings may expand westward. Winter storm warnings may upgrade to blizzard warnings. Stay informed. Now let us talk about what happens after the storm. This is equally important. The snow stops Monday afternoon and evening for most locations. But that doesn't mean life returns to normal. Far from it. Road clearing takes days. Plows work around the clock, but they can clear everything instantly. Primary roads get priority. Interstates, major highways, arterials get plowed first. Residential streets wait. Side streets may not see a plow for 3 days. Cul-de-sacs sometimes wait a week. If you live on a side street, you might be snowed in until Thursday. Even after roads are plowed, snowbanks create new problems. Where does all the snow go? It gets piled on sidewalks, at intersections, in parking lots. These massive snow piles dawn to melt quickly in late February. They could last 2 weeks. Intersections become dangerous with visibility blocked by snowbanks. Pedestrians can cross streets safely. Parking becomes impossible. Businesses can open if customers can reach them. Even after roads are passable, parking lots remain full of snow. Retail stores lose business. Restaurants sit empty. The economic impact continues long after the storm ends. Schools remain closed most of next week. Monday and Tuesday are obvious closures. Wednesday probably closes too. Thursday becomes maybe. By Friday, most districts try to reopen, but some stay closed all week. College campuses shut down. Makeup days get added to the end of the academic year. Power restoration progresses slowly. Utility crews assess damage once winds drop below 30 miles per hour. They prioritize critical infrastructure first: hospitals, police stations, fire stations, water treatment plants. Then they work on main distribution lines serving the most customers. Finally, they reach individual outages. If your house is the only one out on your street, you wait. With over 1 million customers potentially without power, full restoration takes a week. Some isolated areas might wait 10 days. Crews work 16-hour shifts. Additional crews come from other states to help. The utility companies coordinate massive restoration efforts. But it takes time. Patience is required. For those without power in freezing weather, the situation is critical. Go to a warming shelter if you can safely reach one. Don't try to heat your home with dangerous methods. Carbon monoxide poisoning and fires kill people every winter storm. If you have a generator, use it safely outside with proper ventilation. Never run generators indoors, in garages, or near windows. Water systems may fail in some communities. If power fails at pumping stations, water pressure drops. Boil water advisories may be issued. Some communities could lose water completely until power is restored. This is why I emphasized storing water earlier. Communication systems face stress. Cell towers lose power. Backup batteries last a few hours, then towers go dark. Cell service becomes spotty. Text messages may work when phone calls don't. Texts use less bandwidth. Landlines may work if you still have one. They repowered separately from the electrical grid in many areas. Emergency rooms see an influx of patients. Heart attacks from snow shoveling, slip and fall injuries, carbon monoxide poisoning, hypothermia, vehicle accidents. ERs become overwhelmed. Non-emergency care waits. If you have a minor injury, try to manage it at home. Reserve ERs for true emergencies. Mental health impacts shouldn't be ignored. Being trapped inside for days causes stress. Lack of power means no TV, no internet, no normal entertainment. Children get restless. Adults become frustrated. Family tensions rise. Plan activities to keep everyone occupied. Break out those board games. Read books. Tell stories. Make the best of a difficult situation. Financial impacts hit hard. Many people live paycheck to paycheck. Missing work for a week means lost wages. Hourly workers don't get paid when they can work. Tips for service workers disappear when restaurants close. The economic pain extends beyond the immediate storm. Food spoilage creates losses. Power outages lasting more than 4 hours put refrigerated food at risk. After 12 hours, most refrigerated items must be discarded. Freezers keep food safe longer if you don't open them. But after 2 days, frozen food begins thawing. Hundreds of dollars of food could be lost. This hits low-income families hardest. Insurance claims flood in. Roof damage from heavy snow loads, trees falling on homes, ice dams causing water leaks, burst pipes from frozen plumbing. Insurance companies mobilize catastrophe teams. Adjusters work overtime. But processing tens of thousands of claims takes months. Expect delays in settlements. Now let me shift to the meteorological evolution of this storm. Understanding the mechanics helps you grasp why this is so dangerous. The storm begins Saturday evening as moisture moves north from the Gulf of Mexico. This warm, humid air rides north along a frontal boundary. Meanwhile, Arctic air masses in Canada. The collision zone sits across the Appalachians and Mid-Atlantic. That S, where snow begins Saturday night, Sunday morning, a surface low-pressure system develops off the Carolina coast. This happens as upper-level energy ejects from the southern United States. The combination of upper-level support and low-level moisture creates rapid intensification. The low SE's central pressure drops quickly. By Sunday afternoon, the low undergoes bombogenesis. Pressure falls 24 millibars in 24 hours. This creates what we call a bomb cyclone. The rapid pressure fall generates intense winds. The pressure gradient between the low off the coast and high pressure over the Great Lakes creates a tight squeeze. Wind speeds increase dramatically. Sunday evening and Sunday night mark peak intensity. The low sits just offshore, close enough to pump moisture inland, but far enough to keep cold air wrapped around its western side. This creates the perfect setup for heavy snow. Moisture wraps counterclockwise around the low. Bands of heavy snow develop, training over the same areas for hours. This is why accumulations become so extreme. The tightest pressure gradient occurs Sunday night into Monday morning. This is when winds peak. Gusts exceeding 70 miles per hour occur along the coast. Even interior locations see 50 to 60 mile per hour gusts. Combined with falling snow, visibility drops to near zero. This is the blizzard at its worst. Monday afternoon, the low begins pulling away to the northeast. It tracks toward Nova Scotia and Newfoundland. As it departs, the snow band shifts east. Areas from Pennsylvania to New Jersey see snow ending Monday afternoon, but New England continues through Monday evening and night. The storm's slow departure keeps snow falling for an extended period. Northwest flow snow develops Monday night and Tuesday. Cold air circulating behind the departing low creates lake-effect snow downwind of Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. Buffalo adds another 12 to 18 inches from lake effect through Tuesday. Watertown and the Tug Hill Plateau could see an additional 24 inches. This northwest flow snow extends across the Catskills, Adirondacks, and Green Mountains. By Wednesday, the main storm is gone, but its impacts linger. Cold air remains locked in place. Temperatures stay well below freezing. Snow melts slowly. Recovery efforts continue. Looking ahead to the rest of February and early March, additional storms are possible. An Alberta Clipper system brings light snow Tuesday and Wednesday across the Great Lakes and Northeast. This one to be a major storm, just 3 to 6 inches, but it's unwelcome additional snow on top of what already fell. The end of February and beginning of March show signals of another potential coastal storm. Computer models this far out aren't reliable for details, but the pattern supports storm development. We could face another nor'easter around March 3rd or 4th. It's too early for specifics, but something to watch. An Arctic blast arrives the first week of March. Temperatures plunge across the eastern two-thirds of the United States. Highs struggle to reach 20 degrees across the Northeast. Wind chills drop below zero. This cold snap could last 5 to 7 days. Any snow on the ground stays frozen. Melting pauses. The snowpack becomes cement hard. This pattern flip from active storms to Arctic cold is typical for late winter. We get big storms, then deep cold, then more storms, then more cold. This cycle could repeat through mid-March. Looking at historical analogs, this storm resembles several famous blizzards. The blizzard of 1996 in January dropped over 20 inches on Philadelphia, New York, and Boston. That storm also produced hurricane-force winds and widespread power outages. The blizzard of 1978 in February buried southern New England under 2 to 4 feet of snow with sustained winds of 50 miles per hour gusting to 80 miles per hour. Over 100 people died in that storm. The blizzard of 2015 in January dropped over 24 inches on Boston and over 30 inches in some suburbs. That storm also intensified rapidly offshore and created blizzard conditions lasting over 24 hours. This upcoming storm shares characteristics with all these historic events. What makes a storm memorable isn't just snow totals. It's the combination of factors: heavy snow, plus high winds, plus extended duration, plus widespread power outages, plus major impacts to millions of people. This storm has all those elements. Here's what separates a major snowstorm from a historic blizzard. 6 inches of snow is a snowstorm. 12 inches is a significant snowstorm. 18 inches starts approaching major. 24 inches is definitely major. 30 inches is historic. 36 inches or more is legendary, but add sustained winds over 35 miles per hour with gusts over 50 miles per hour, and you have blizzard conditions. The National Weather Service defines blizzard as sustained winds or frequent gusts exceeding 35 miles per hour, with considerable falling or blowing snow reducing visibility to less than 1/4 mile, lasting at least 3 hours. This storm meets all those criteria across a huge area for 12 to 24 hours. When visibility drops below 1/4 mile, you can see the front of your car from the driver's seat. Road stripes disappear. Street signs vanish. Buildings 50 feet away are invisible. This is whiteout. Disorientation happens quickly. People have frozen to death yards from their front doors because they couldn't find their way back in whiteout conditions. The psychological impact of a blizzard is intense. The howling wind, the complete darkness, the sense of isolation. You are cut off from the world. No one can reach you. You can reach anyone. It's primal. Your survival instincts kick in. This is why preparation matters so much. Being ready psychologically and physically makes the difference between coping well and panicking. For children, blizzards can be frightening. The noise, the darkness, the worried looks on parents' faces. Talk to your children. Explain what's happening. Make it an adventure. Build blanket forts. Tell stories by flashlight. Create positive memories instead of traumatic ones. For pets, storms cause stress too. Dogs and cats sense the pressure changes. They hear sounds we can hear. They feel the stress in the household. Keep pets comfortable. Maintain routines as much as possible. Have favorite toys and treats available. Don't let dogs outside in blizzard conditions. They can become disoriented and lost even in fenced yards. Livestock and farm animals face serious danger. Farmers must ensure animals have shelter, food, and water. Frozen water lines are common. Backup plans are essential. Livestock exposed to blizzard conditions can die from hypothermia and wind chill. Horse owners must provide adequate shelter and windbreaks. Wildlife struggles during blizzards. Birds hunker down in protected spots. Deer conserve energy by reducing movement. Predators have difficulty hunting. After the storm, expect to see hungry wildlife. Bird feeders empty quickly. Deer browse on ornamental shrubs. This is survival. Be understanding of wildlife needs. The environmental impact of heavy snow is complex. On one hand, snow provides moisture for the upcoming growing season. Slow-melting snow recharges groundwater. Reservoirs benefit from snowmelt runoff. On the other hand, excessive snow causes problems. Ice dams damage buildings. Snow loads collapse roofs. Flooding occurs when rapid melting coincides with rain. Urban heat islands create localized impacts. Cities stay slightly warmer than suburbs. Snow melts faster on pavement. But plowed snow piles create urban snow mountains that last for weeks. These piles become dirty and unsightly. They block visibility at intersections. They consume parking spaces. They create local flooding when they melt. Salt and road chemicals create environmental concerns. Tons of salt spread on roads enters waterways during melting. This increases salinity in streams and ponds. It damages vegetation along roadways. It corrodes vehicles and infrastructure. But without salt, roads remain ice-covered and dangerous. It's a necessary trade-off. Economic impacts extend into months. Tourism in affected areas suffers. Who wants to visit when snow piles dominate the landscape? Spring events may see reduced attendance. Construction projects face delays. Outdoor work pauses. The economic ripple effects touch many sectors. Insurance rates may increase. After a major disaster, insurance companies reassess risk. Premiums could rise next year. Some companies may reduce coverage in high-risk areas. This affects property values and affordability. Real estate transactions face delays. Closings scheduled for next week may postpone. Home inspections can occur. Open houses cancel. The spring real estate season, just beginning, faces a setback. Tax revenues drop for municipalities. Sales tax revenue decreases when stores close. Hotel tax revenue falls when tourism stops. Local governments facing tight budgets take a hit. This may affect services later in the year. But there are positive economic impacts too. Hardware stores, grocery stores, and gas stations see huge sales booms before the storm. Snow removal services and plow operators make money. Contractors get work repairing storm damage. Generators and heating equipment sell out. Every disaster redistributes economic activity. Now we read deep into this forecast. You understand the threat. You know the timing. You've heard the preparation advice. You know the potential impacts. Let me give you some final critical points. This storm is not hype. It is not media exaggeration. It is not forecasters crying wolf. This is a legitimate, historic, life-threatening blizzard. Take it seriously. Don T be the person who ignores warnings and regrets it later. Don T be the person who gets trapped on the highway. Don T be the person who tries to tough it out and ends up in trouble. Respect the power of nature. We live in a modern society with advanced technology. We have heating, electricity, vehicles, and communication systems. But nature is more powerful. A severe blizzard humbles our technology. Systems fail. We reminded that we were not in complete control. Humility in the face of nature's power is wisdom. Help your neighbors. Check on elderly residents. Offer assistance to people with disabilities. Share supplies if you have extras. Community bonds strengthen during adversity. We all in this together. Small acts of kindness make a huge difference. Be patient with emergency responders and utility workers. They working in terrible conditions to help you. They away from their own families. They exhausted. They doing their best. Thank them. Appreciate them. Understand that restoration takes time. Document damage for insurance claims. Take photos and videos before, during, and after the storm. Detailed documentation speeds insurance settlements. Keep receipts for emergency supplies and storm-related expenses. Some costs may be tax-deductible or reimbursable. Stay informed through multiple sources. Don T rely on a single information source. Power outages may knock out internet. Cell service may fail. Have a battery-powered weather radio. Follow multiple local news sources. Listen to different forecasters. Synthesize information from various sources. Don T spread rumors or misinformation. Social media during emergencies fills with false information. Verify information before sharing. Stick to official sources. Rumor and panic help no one. Stay calm and factual. Conserve phone battery. In extended power outages, your phone battery is precious. Reduce screen brightness. Close unnecessary apps. Disable automatic updates. Put your phone in airplane mode when not actively using it. Charge from your car sparingly to avoid draining the vehicle battery. Have a backup communication plan. If cell service fails, how do you communicate? Family radios work locally. Amateur radio operators provide emergency communication. Some communities have emergency communication networks. Know your options. Print important information. Don T assume you'll have internet access. Print this forecast. Print your family emergency plan. Print important phone numbers. Print medical information. Hard copies work when technology fails. Keep vehicle fuel tanks above half full always. In winter, this is a good practice. You never know when you'll need to evacuate or when gas stations will close. A full tank gives you options and prevents fuel line freeze. Understand hypothermia and frostbite symptoms. Hypothermia symptoms include shivering, confusion, drowsiness, slurred speech, and loss of coordination. Frostbite presents as numbness, white or grayish skin, and waxy feeling skin. Both are medical emergencies. Warm victims gradually. Don T use direct heat. Seek medical attention. Know how to safely use a fireplace or wood stove. If you have one, know how to operate it safely. Make sure the chimney is clear. Use proper fuel. Maintain adequate ventilation. Never leave fires unattended. Have a fire extinguisher nearby. Create a safe space for vulnerable individuals. If you have elderly parents, family members with medical conditions, or anyone who shouldn't be alone during an emergency, make plans now. Bring them to your home or ensure someone is with them. Check in frequently. Monitor weather conditions actively. Don T assume the forecast 1T change. Updates come every few hours. Conditions evolve. Stay on top of the latest information. Flexibility and adaptation are key. The bottom line is simple. This is a dangerous, potentially historic blizzard affecting over 50 million people. It brings heavy snow, high winds, blizzard conditions, and widespread power outages. Preparation and caution can prevent tragedy. Ignorance and arrogance can cost lives. Comment below right now with your location. I am providing specific forecasts for every city requested. Whether you are in Harrisburg, Wilmington, Providence, or any other location across the affected region, I'll tell you exactly what to expect and when. This is a community effort. We helping each other prepare. Share this information with friends and family. Make sure everyone is ready. The next 48 hours will test this region, but we'll get through it together. Prepare thoroughly, stay safe, help your neighbors, respect the storm, and check back for updates as conditions evolve. Stay safe out there.